Hey guys, hope all is well. That's my line, right?
That is your line.
Cheers. It's Easter Sunday.
Happy Easter, everybody, to those that celebrate, and hope you're having a good day if you don't.
Yep. Should we be drinking on Easter Sunday?
Well, yes, we should.
So let's take a swig. That's good. What have we got this week in our drink?
Something very, very simple. Hennessy and Coke.
He makes the drinks. I don't even ask. But anyways, again, happy Easter to everybody. Again, everybody that does celebrate it. So the feedback has been great. We really enjoyed filming Cocktails with Kurt and Mark last week, and now it's going to be an ongoing thing. So you guys submitted your questions to us, and we're just going to run down probably the top 7. So we'll have a topic to discuss every single night. We'll probably be posting them around between 7 and 8 every night. That's the goal. So share it with your friends. Hopefully it's informative. So the first question that we got a lot is, where should I buy in Atlanta? Pretty broad, right?
That's a very broad question. I actually laugh at the question
Right.
more times than not because I guess I will never understand why people would rely on someone else who they don't necessarily know.
Oh, you mean talking about like friends?
Yeah.
Everybody's got these friends.
Everyone's
right?
got friends.
Social media friends.
And a friend will tell you that you should be living in Buckhead.
Everybody wants to live in Buckhead.
And
right?
a friend has no idea what your financial situation looks like. Right. But what ends up happening is, because now your friends have placed this expectation of where they think you should live, so many people fall into the trap of, I want to live in Buckhead. Right. And at the end of the day, Buckhead is not really functional for everybody's
everybody.
needs.
Because, you know, and especially those friends that aren't even homeowners themselves, right? We know those people.
That's like somebody gives you
travel
relationship advice, but
right.
they're not in a relationship that's longer than 4 months.
Right.
But, okay, sorry.
I just look at it like when you go into a retail store, are you asking your friend to go shopping with you and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying this shirt. Should I buy it or not, right? It's like, who cares? It's what fits you and your budget right. and your personality. So I would definitely say, you know, friends and family are always going to try to push you into what they claim as the best
standard
areas,
or the standard.
Right, the standard. And we're talking a lot to first-time home buyers, but of course we also deal with a lot of celebrities and luxury home buyers. But a lot of our population that watches our channel are first-time home buyers. Yeah. So let's just talk a little bit about like when we started looking at houses. Of course, we were renting in Virginia Highlands. We had lived also in Midtown Atlanta, right? Great areas, great parts of town. But man, when we looked at in our bank accounts,
well, you know, funny story
is
that we fell into that trap of where we thought we should live
right.
based on the expectation of
what
everyone else thought. So
it was the hip place to be, right? Midtown.
It had all the things that, you know, we were used to because we were renting in that area. Yeah. But essentially what ended up happening was we wasted a lot of time looking in areas that, I'll just be real, we could not afford to own it.
Right.
Renting was as best as it was going to get for
right.
this duo over here. So,
right. And then we also had things like our family was expanding because Ariana was going to live with us. Yep. We had 2 dogs. So a 1-bedroom condo in Midtown, that doesn't even sound like it would work for us.
And I'll admit, in the beginning, I was disappointed because I moved here from New York.
Yeah.
So
he was used to that hustle and bustle.
I was used to a fast-paced life. And although Midtown or any other part in Atlanta is not a direct comparison to New York, right. it still gave me that accessibility that I was used to.
Nightlife. We were young.
I was and am still young. So for me, I remember it was disappointing because I felt like I'm not ready to move to the suburbs. But I think I was still stuck in the expectation that I think other people had of where we should have lived or where I should have lived.
Peer pressure. There's peer pressure in real estate too. Can you believe it? But there is.
But that peer pressure can get you caught up in financial turmoil because
in the wrong decisions.
If you find yourself trying to purchase something to satisfy the expectation of somebody else who's not going to be on that mortgage,
they're going to pay that bill,
and they will not be paying a bill that comes through that household, you could be overextending yourself.
Yeah.
and realizing, a hard lesson that Buckhead is not where you should be living,
right,
but somewhere more functional to your everyday lifestyle needs and budget. And that can only be determined by you and a mortgage lender based on your pre-approval. And
I think that's the biggest thing. You have to start with your budget. Your budget is what your budget is. And also, the fun part of shopping for a home is kind of like just drive around, right? We discovered Smyrna when we were looking. We discovered South Fulton. In recent years, we're starting to look at like areas like Woodstock, Roswell, stuff like that. That's not in our budget yet.
Right.
But like a compromise for us, personally, was South Fulton, right? Because you got so much house for your money. You're right on the Atlanta line. For the next person, it could be Decatur, it could be Smyrna, it could be Dunwoody, it could be whatever. But look realistically, once you have that pre-approval, that's when we're going to start searching areas, and you're going to say, damn, I could only get a 2-bedroom condo.
But the truth of the matter is, regardless of whatever your pre-approved amount is,
right,
there's 2 things I want to say about that.
Yeah.
One, whatever your pre-approved amount is, if it's lower than what you thought you could afford, don't take that as a discouraging factor of, oh my gosh, now I can't get a house.
I gotta wait until I could save up.
Right.
No.
Take that as, okay, so now I just got a dose of reality to know what my starting point is.
Right.
So don't be discouraged. If that's where you are, that's where you are. You're still ahead of a lot of people who are still not even there yet, and they're still only able to rent because they're not in a position to buy anything. The other part of that that I want to say is, just because you get pre-approved for any set amount does not mean that you have to go up to that pre-approved amount, that limit of that.
You shouldn't. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say you shouldn't. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you shouldn't if, again, that's not within your financial means. If you are pushing that limit and you go from living below your means or living at your means to that's going to push you to living above your means, a lender's going to make money regardless.
Right.
So you can do that, I guess, on paper, but you know that once the reality sets in and those bills kick in, you know how much in trouble you are or not.
Right.
So
I mean, that's what I say. Like, that shouldn't prevent you. If you don't have Buckhead money, Midtown money, that should not prevent you from getting your first house in Cobb County, in Fulton County, in Douglas County. Like, use that. Part of real estate is a big part of it is setting yourself up as an investment in your future. So you should not put off tomorrow what you can do today. And if a lender in your finances and your budget says, do it, now it's just us together collectively finding the right median for you. Yeah. Doesn't mean you have to live in the worst area, but also sometimes people want to be in those kind of up and coming areas, because there's still some great spots like in town that are not, they're kind of going through a little process.
And to that, not to cut you off, I think, I should be very clear. When I said that, it's kind of funny how so many people ask, where should I live?
Why do you care about people's opinions?
But that question, I don't laugh at it at all times. So let me clarify that, because there are different people who are investors.
Right.
There are people that know, they purchased homes before. Yeah. They're into flipping properties or, rental, investment income properties. So when they ask the question, it's coming from a different place.
Right.
It's coming from
strictly investment.
It's coming from an investment perspective. Where do you think the next up and coming area is, or where do you think it's worth me?
That's a totally different
question. Totally different question. So
we're just talking about the people.
We're talking about the home buyers.
I'm relocating to Atlanta, but my friend says stay clear of South Fulton.
Right.
Or stay clear of,
and maybe
it's like country.
And maybe your friend asked you or told you to stay clear of that for reasons that didn't work for them.
Right.
But their reasons don't necessarily have to be your reasons unless.
Right. Do you have kids? Are schools important? Is your lifestyle, where's your job located? Is it like, say you work at the airport and everybody's telling you, oh, live in Midtown Buckhead. Well, a better option might be like somewhere on the west side or somewhere near the airport for your commute. So our overall advice, because we're running out of time here, is what? Don't listen to friends.
Don't listen. Friends are allowed to have an opinion, but just don't invest in their opinion. Invest in your purchase.
I like that.
And
I like that.
That's the Henny talking.
That deserves a click.
Cocktails with Kurt.
All right.
Cheers.
It continues, guys. Talk to you soon.
Cheers.